Okay, I'm back. When you're the goddess of the house, you gotta look out. You gotta accept all the calls on the phone because well, someone really isn't in the mood. It's not me. I'm in the mood. But when other people aren't in the mood, you've got to do it yourself. And I'm not the biggest fan of talking to people on the phone. But hey, it's done. It's over with. So anyway, videos. Survivor Series 06. This one, you got Mr. Kennedy against Undertaker in the first blood match. The traditional Survivor Series Elimination Chamber match. Traditional Survivor Series Elimination Chamber match. Traditional Survivor Series Elimination match. Team Cena against Team Big Show, and then you got the Legends team against the Spirit Squad. DX's team against Rated RKO's team. King Booker against Batista for the world title. The US title, which was Chris Benoit against Chavo. Lita's final ever match. A women's title match with Mickie James. And that's about it. Very dull Survivor Series, you know. John Cena, of course, the WWE Champion, and the ECW World Champion Big Show were in the Survivor Series match, so they couldn't defend their titles, and nor was any tag title on the line. Of course, the World Tag Team Champions with the Spirit Squad and the WWE Tag Team Champions at the time were Paul London and Brian Kendrick, who weren't even on the card. So, yeah, there you go. Armageddon 2006. This was the final one of 2006. Final single branded pay-per-view ever in the WWE for the first brand extension period. So we've got World Champion Batista and WWE Champion Cena against Booker and King Booker and Finlay. You got the Inferno match, which is the final ever Inferno match if you want to count SummerSlam 2013 and TLC 2020. Then you can. Last ride match, the last ride match in WWE history, was basically just you put the opponent in the hearse and you drive over the finish line and you win. That's the whole gist of that match. Taker against Mr. Kennedy. It was never featured in a WWE game. Like none of the GameCube wrestling games, the Xbox wrestling games, or even the PS2 wrestling games actually used a last ride match. The Buried Alive match was used, even the casket match and Inferno match, which are rare match stipulations. Last ride match, which was only ever used twice in WWE history, once at No Mercy in 04 or 05, and then another in Armageddon 06, both featuring The Undertaker. Never featured in WWE games, so there you go, no bit of trivia. WWE Tag Titles, 4-way ladder match, Paul London and Brian Kendrick defending against William Regal and Dave Taylor. Eminem, not the rapper or the Sweets, against the Hardy Boys. You got Benoit against Chavo in a rematch from Survivor Series, the US title match. Cruiserweight title match, Jimmy Wang Yang, best known for his time in WCW, against Sugar Shane Helms, aka Gregory Helms. And the Boogeyman against The Miz in his pay-per-view debut. Yeah, The Miz was there in 2006, and he was just as fucking annoying. He even had his old theme before he got the awesome I Came to Play theme song. Yeah, that's a fun fact for you. Royal Rumble 2007, so now we're into 07. Very short Rumble match. You got the Hardys against Eminem in another match, rematch from their ongoing feud in general. The World Heavyweight Championship match, Batista against Mr. Kennedy, pretty good. The ECW title match, Bobby Lashley against Test, was fucking shit. And the last man standing match for the WWE Championship, Umaga against John Cena, fucking great match. And the Rumble match itself, won by The Undertaker, last eliminating Shawn Michaels, really fucking good match. Taker and Michaels ended as the final two, and then next year's Rumble in '08, they began as the first two entrants, which was pretty fucking cool. Undertaker's one and only Rumble win in his entire illustrious career. WrestleMania 23, this was Detroit, so Ford Field. You had the likes of Chris Benoit against MVP in Benoit's final ever WrestleMania. Kane versus Carly, which was fucking shit. Melina versus Ashley in a Lumberjill match, where basically all the women was guarding the ring as lumberjacks, bodyguards, etc. Women's title match, shit. New Breed against ECW Originals, shit. Money in the Bank ladder match, really fucking good. Won by Mr. Kennedy, but he would give it to Edge. For his second Money in the Bank briefcase. Battle of the Billionaires, hair versus hair. Bobby Lashley in the corner of future US President Donald Trump against Umaga and the WWE chairman Vincent Kennedy McMahon, aka Mr. McMahon. Lashley won, so Vince got his hair shaved. Batista versus The Undertaker for the world title. Taker winning 15-0. Fucking incredible match. And John Cena defending the WWE Championship against Shawn Michaels in a fucking amazing match and a fucking great entrance. You also had Stone Cold as the guest ref for the Battle of the Billionaires match. Really good WrestleMania 23. Gets a lot of slack, but it's a good mania. Backlash 2007, one of the first WWE pay-per-views I remember really watching. You got the women's title match, Melina against Mickie James, which was pretty decent. The world tag titles, which was the Hardys against Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch. Rest in peace, Lance Cade. Really good match. US title match, Benoit against MVP. Really good match. One of Benoit's final ever pay-per-view matches, of course, this time. Last man standing match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Undertaker defending against Batista. Fucking brilliant match. Way better than probably their WrestleMania match, in my opinion. And their WrestleMania match was incredible. But the Backlash match, oh my god, really good. Fatal 4-Way, Fatal 4-Way WWE title. Cena, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton and Edge. Really good. One Night Stand 2007. So you got Mr. McMahon against Bobby Lashley, ECW title match in a street fight. Edge versus Batista, steel cage, world title. Stretcher match, Randy Orton against Rob Van Dam. Six-man tables match, CM Punk, Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman against Elijah Burke, Marcus Colvin and Matt Striker. Of the New Breed, Pudding match, Melina versus Candice Michelle. Lumberjack match, Kane versus Mark Henry. Ladder match for the world tag titles, the Hardys against the world's greatest tag team. And you had the Falls Count Anywhere, John Cena against the Great Khali. Pretty decent pay-per-view, you know. Some really good matches, you know, the street fight, the steel cage, the stretcher match. I mean, it pretty much injured RVD. So, I think it's probably one of RVD's best matches in WWE, in my opinion. I think he put over Randy Orton very well. It is what it is. Vengeance, Night of Champions, the final ever Vengeance until 2011. First ever Night of Champions. You had Cena, Lashley, Mick Foley, Randy Orton and King Booker, WWE title match. Pretty good. Last Chance World title match, Edge vs Batista, really fun match. Match to determine the ECW World Champion, Johnny Nitro, aka John Morrison, Johnny Impact, Johnny Mundo, whatever you want to call him, against future UFC and AEW wrestler, CM Punk. Pretty good match. Of course, it would have been Benoit, but we all know what happened with Benoit. The Hardys against Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch, World Tag Title match, really good. Cruiserweight title match, Chavo against Chavo, facing Jimmy Wang Yang. Intercontinental title match, Santino Marella getting his ass handed to him by Umaga. US title match, MVP against Ric Flair, pretty good match. The WWE Tag Title match of Sergeant Slaughter and Jimmy Snuka against Deuce and Domino. And the fucking WWE Women's title match, Melina against Candice Michelle, really good. Pretty decent. 2007, good period for wrestling. I would say the weakest out of all these is probably 2005, in my opinion, or maybe not 2005, but 2006, especially when you get to the end of it, when you're getting Finlay in the main events, you know you're kind of not doing well. Great American Bash 07, Cena versus Lashley, WWE title, Kane, Carly, and Batista World title. Texas Bull Rope match, Dusty Rhodes against Randy Orton, MVP versus Matt Hardy US title, IC title, Umaga against Jeff Hardy, Candice Michelle against Melina, women's title, and ECW title match, CM Punk against John Morrison. Not bad. Great American Bash 07, and the final 2007 pay-per-view, Cyber Sunday. The only Cyber Sunday I've got, which is where the WWE Universe can vote on match stipulations. They also did a similar thing with Taboo Tuesday. But you had Randy Orton defending the WWE title against Shawn Michaels. You had ECW champion CM Punk against The Miz. Stone Cold referee for Batista versus The Undertaker. Rey Mysterio and Finlay in a stretcher match. MVP versus Kane for the US title. Street Fight, Umaga and Triple H. And Kennedy against Jeff Hardy. So, yeah, not bad.